Aloha mai kako. Welcome to this week's weekly rhythm. So this week is all about our intention. And now when we look at our intention, often what it comes down to are the choices that we make, right? How does our true intention tie to what it is that we opt into, how we decide and what we choose in our lives, right? Now, the past few months have been difficult. It's been tough. It's been very emotional for us all. Now, a big part of that emotionality is to bring up some old shit. Now, the shit that comes up is, it's not like fresh shit, right? Fresh shit is, it is fragrant. It is, it is what that is. In any case, old shit is a little less obvious, right? Dry, kind of crusty, doesn't smell as much. That's coming up. Now, as it comes up, that emotion, that narrative, that personal story that we've told ourselves becomes more obvious and evident. Now, that is evidenced in the life that we have created for ourselves. This is where things get to be pretty interesting because we are really connecting the past few months with the sum total of our choices, and those choices reflect our intention. Now, we may say consciously that I want to be happy, I want to be loved, I want to be accepted, and subconsciously within our emotions, we're like, bullshit. I don't want any of that. I'm scared. I'm afraid. I am fearful of what that looks like. How do I even insert into this whole process of change when I don't necessarily feel that I am worthy, that I am valuable? Now, that's been the past few months, and it's been difficult for a lot of us. That's been coming via everything from finances and career to relationship and personal connection and connectivity. So, as we go through all that, though, as we process that, as we clear that away, what we're able to really connect with is now we're clear on the life that we do not want, the things that we are ready to release, that we are now over. And that can be something that's been conscious. However, we got to feel it. And as we feel it, we got to want to believe in it. Are we truly ready for the infinite flow and eternal abundance of, source consciousness to provide within our lives the very livelihood, loveliness, embrace of just what it means to be unconditionally held in this place of love? Or not? And so as we go through this process, this week is really about connecting with that spark of inspiration. Now, I say a spark because we need to feel it. It needs to be something that is true, that is real, and comes from as deep of a place as the emotions that have held us in this space. When it does, that's when things really get quite magical. It's a matter of balance, right? Now, as we really begin to be clear on what we're truly inspired by and what is the intention behind that, right? Is the intention a matter of inspiration or is it motivation? Now, this is really nuanced. Motivation comes from external validation from others, the justification of our worthiness via the actions that we have taken, which are impacting the world around us. Whereas inspiration comes from that place of certainty, connectivity, deep knowing, wisdom, and alignment of ourself. One is internal, inspiration. The other is external, motivation. Now, as we become more clear on this, and what's gotten us here this far has been a matter of motivation. We have been motivated to prove ourselves worthy. We have been motivated to please others in our lives, to make them happy. We have been motivated to really do things in a way that allows us to reaffirm a certain version of ourself. Now, this is where we talked about previously about the version within our vision. Now we really start to get clear on that. And it's not just a matter of clarity, which is incredibly important. It is an internal decision that allows us to connect with that level of inspiration. Because when we are inspired, we can now see things larger and grander than they quote unquote are. This is where we come into our imagination. And when we can now see that, this visionary version of ourselves, then we can create intentions, one that is deep. And it doesn't need to be, super convoluted and wordy. I am happy. I am joyous. I am loved. And to feel that then allows us to make better decisions. And these decisions, the choices that we make, is what really matters most now. So spend some time with that this week and check in as we go throughout the rest of the week.